There was another shooting. You guys know. So
there's a bunch of them.
There was a bunch of.
Yeah.
By the way, because they can't report them all. Because
100%.
we had at a water park,
Yes.
30 people got shot.
Okay,
Do me a favor, look up the new shooting. There's a shooting at a water park. I want to talk about this because Clarence Thomas on Friday.
Can you talk? Yes.
The Supreme Court were like, you know what? Bump stocks aren't really the mechanism that makes guns become a machine gun, so they are no longer outlawed. Now, I want to remind everybody, the Trump administration, with the backing of Republicans and Democrats, banned bump stocks.
One good thing. He did one.
Yeah, like one.
Well, Congress did that.
Congress did, yeah. But so now we've got this oh my God, again, between all four of them, between any crusty butt club, you got beer goggles, you got Uncle Thomas, and then you got what the hell's his name? Alito. Yeah.
Flags are
flaggy Alito.
My wife loves flags.
He's not into he's anti-flag.
Yeah, my wife did it. Hey, Sam, my wife did it. Alito. That's his name. Anyway, and then Roberts is just inept.
I want to say this, and I think this was one of the most important things I've heard about this next election. Biden, Jimmy Kimmel, Obama were talking on stage last Saturday here in LA, and Biden said, to be very clear, the next administration most likely will be choosing 2 U.S. Supreme Court justices. So I want you to think about that for all the people that are like, I don't care. I know he's crazy. I just like that he's brash and does and says whatever.
He's indicted like my dad.
Yeah. I want you to think that then he will have placed Donald Trump, the orange cat piss toupee guy,
game show host,
the guy that we put on Comedy Central and roasted because he was such a boob. The whole world laughed at him.
Reality
we all
douchebag.
made fun of him. Yes, the porn star guy. That guy will then have selected 5 Supreme Court justices that will all be young and will live a very long time because they all seem to have the best health care.
Imagine Stephen Miller on the Supreme Court. He could do that.
Over. It's fucking over.
He could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I need for people to really think about that, and that guy will have the nuclear codes.
Fucking terrifying.
Right, dipshit, guy, dumbass, diaper-wearing, kitten heels, douchebag will have the nuclear codes.
So that shooting happened in Rochester Hills in Michigan. 9 people were shot in what appears to be a random shooting. Some of the people shot were children.
What's the difference between a random shooting and a directed shooting?
I guess there was no motive. He just decided to pull off somewhere and, go for it. He pulled up to Brooklyn's Plaza splash pad, left his car, and opened fire from roughly 20 feet away, reloading multiple times. He fired potentially 28 times.
And 9 people got shot.
Let me get this straight. So the Supreme Court had to hold off on.
They're supposed to protect us.
Yeah, they're supposed to make
they're
decisions on our
behalf.
behalf.
A level that the American public are supposed to follow, right?
And they decided to. They're going to hold off on the Trump's immunity case.
Yeah, nah. That's
before
just
an election. Why would we need to
in the history of our country? We've only had one. Yeah.
One more important things to do. Let's make sure that we make bump stocks. Legal.
How do we make AR-15s kill more people quicker? Because let me see. Do we have any examples of that? Oh, yeah, we do. Remember Vegas where they shot 600 people and killed 60 in less than 10 minutes?
What in motherfucking practical purpose?
Right.
Would it?
He said it did not meet the legal definition of a machine gun.
Who gives a fuck? Make it up. You're making shit up already.
Well, what he did
was shit up to make us safe.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make the rules.
You're supposed to save America.
Save us.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They make the rules, but they don't have any. That's the weird thing. And they're fighting against the ethics thing. And even the Republicans are going, no, the Supreme Court doesn't need ethics.
It's their job to interpret some of these laws that are in place and go, okay, and then make a decision on it.
But that's the problem, is that you give a corrupt asshole who's took $4 million. The
fucking gun lobby is giving them money.
Uncle Thomas made $4 to $8 million off of vacations and shit from billionaires. And the billionaire that's paying for it has cases in front of the Supreme Court.
Harlan where the fuck has statues of machine guns and bump stocks.
No, he actually has
in a garden.
He has a garden full of dictator statues.
Hitler's in there.
Hitler, Mussolini. He's got a garden full of statues.
I was just asking my brother if this meant that Glock switches would become legal. So my brother serves warrants on Glock switches. He said no. I said why? I think he means does that case specifically legalize Glock switches? And that's not what I'm asking. I mean, that will now pave the road. So my brother last week served a warrant on it was a controlled delivery of a Glock switch, and went into the home and
this is scary.
I just want to be careful, but
Costco is selling missile launchers.
Let's be vague. He went into the home, and the man they were coming to go get was working on something that we would think a bunch of terrorists would work on.
They had to leave the home immediately, and ATF had to come in. And this person who was building these things was 100 yards from an elementary school.
Wow.
So he said a bump stock doesn't make a weapon automatic. A Glock switch does. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but this is the problem. When you get corrupt people interpreting laws, they're going to interpret them not for the better of the American people. They're going to interpret them to actually help their asshole buddies who put some money in their bank account or bought them a fucking motorhome.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me. And so we don't have. So listen, when you get a guy like Trump, who's going to get the most corrupt people, but no one's still answered what happened to that $200,000 Brett Kavanaugh owed. No one's come up with where that money went.
Forgot about that.
Who paid for his country club memberships. Mm-hmm. All this shit was done. He was in debt, heavy duty debt. Then you've got Annie Krusty Butt Plug, who's in a cult. She's literally in a cult, and she's on the Supreme Court now. And by the way, both of them lied. They fucking lied at their confirmation hearings. We will not change set precedent. Roe is set precedent. I am not going to change set precedent. And they fucking did it the second they got in. So you've got Supreme Court justices who are supposed to be the most integrity-filled people that we appoint to a lifetime term. And they fucking lied. And they're judges. So I don't understand, how come we are not just. Well, they actually made it illegal. We did. They protested the Supreme Court after Roe, and then that made it illegal to protest at the Supreme Court.
And Trump's bragging
in America,
about it.
By the way. In America. They made it illegal. So
I'm reading. So
they can make shit up. They can make shit up.
If you guys don't know, it's a technicality. So the Vegas shooter was able to shoot, that was probably the most people injured in a shooting that we've ever seen, and he had 11 weapons that were fitted with a bump stock. Sorry, 12 of his rifles.
So what he did was, guys, he set them up.
I'm going to explain it. A bump stock replaces a rifle's standard stock, which is the part held against the shoulder. It frees the weapon to slide back and forth rapidly, harnessing that energy from the kickback that shooters feel when the weapon fires. The stock then bumps back and forth between the shooter's shoulder and trigger finger, causing the rifle to rapidly fire again and again. So it's not actually happening inside the weapon. It's a technicality. The shooter holds his or her trigger finger in place while maintaining forward pressure on the barrel and backward pressure on the pistol grip. The bump stock allows a weapon to fire at nearly the rate of a machine gun without technically converting it to a fully automatic firearm.
So that's
the technicality.
It just bounces. You can just bounce it, and it just keeps firing.
So what the guy did, I was let you explain what it is because I wasn't going to explain that. I was going to explain something else. He had 11 guns with bump stocks ready. So he didn't have to ever stop. He actually, boom, blew the window out. Brrr, empty. Brrr, empty. And you hear it. Do you remember we listened to it? They were playing on the news. And it's fucking brutal. Brrr.
Yeah.
Now, then there was another video of a man who actually tested out an AR, tried to shoot as fast as he could with an AR, and then he put a bump stock on it. And this gun guy, this fucking serious guy, I was watching the video. The guy goes, Jesus.
Yeah.
So when a dude like who's literally 100% he was trying to prove something that he didn't prove, that it wasn't, it wasn't a machine gun. He was like, Jesus. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so here's, all this is due. Ray, can you answer me this? What do you think could he possibly be ruling like this for the American people? Explain to him. Do you have any idea?
It's the oddest thing to overturn Congress, a bipartisan Congress under Trump.
Right.
It would have to be Harlan Crow, NRA ties. There's money. Follow the money. It's always about money. I was just looking up.
When they announced it, she screamed out, "Make it make sense!"
Yeah, a Glock switch is attached to the rear of the slide of a Glock handgun, which literally converts the semi-automatic pistol into a selective fire machine pistol capable of fully automatic fire. So we're talking about technicalities here.
The tiniest technicality.
Both of which will only be used against civilians and law enforcement.
Right.
Like, by civilians, I mean not people out shooting each other for game, and people living their lives. Yeah. And law enforcement. And that's why I don't get so many law enforcement back Trump and back this kind of shit. Like, you can tell, my brother is nothing if not black and white and technical, and he's right. That is technically true, but it's only going to be used against you. And when I heard about this decision, who I thought about was my brother wearing a vest this big and serving warrants on these places. And nobody seems to care. Back the blue. Make it make sense.
By the way, I think they changed the fuck the blue. I think it's
for hunting. They need them to shoot deer. They showed a video of a guy on CNN that shot.
That's what I just said. This.
Oh, sorry. I was reading about. And you see his face, how shocked he is at the difference that this bump stock makes. And he goes from pow pow to da 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 da.
And he said, Jesus Christ. You go, Jesus.
It is.
If you're hunting, right, but you're using a fucking machine gun. First of all, that's not hunting. Second, what are you going to...
It destroys the
meat. You can't even hang it up on the wall. It's exploded.
No.
Well, you can't even eat it because you've destroyed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you've destroyed it.
You're not even going to hang it up because it's...
And also, what an AR... Even without a bump stock, an AR-15, the way the 223 round sprawls, it goes in and turns.
And
it just goes and it just shreds.
Oh my God.
So all this hunting bullshit is flat out bullshit. Because you guys don't know this, but I have weapons and I understand how this shit works. So when you guys say, man, you don't even know what you're talking about, shut up.
Yeah.
And so it's a lie. It's bullshit.
And what could be what is the profit margin on these? What is it? It's metal. It's a little bit of material. It's manufacturing. Can't they find a fucking profit somewhere else?
Oh, no. The NRA's money, though, it doesn't.
They don't care.
Yeah, NRA's money comes.
God damn it.
NRA fundraises like Donald Trump fundraises.
But so here's my thing. Here's what scares me about all this.
I got the black and white answer.
Okay, go ahead.
He said, technically, you're still pulling the trigger each time the rifle with a bump stock goes off. The Glock switch, it's a single pull. That's an automatic weapon. Now, if the Chevron defense is finally struck down by SCOTUS, things may differ, but I think Congress outlawed auto weapons around 1930. The law is the difference. What ATF does is make up rules, just like EPA and FDA. Rules are not laws.
Oh.
So why did they do it? Okay, so by the way, we can go back to the 30s. Do you know why they outlawed machine guns in the 30s? Because there was a serious mob. Yeah, Trump Sr. and his cronies. Yes. But the mob was used. All the gangs and stuff. All the criminals, the mobsters were using machine guns and just destroying each other and destroying people. So now we've got. And again, I want to remind everybody: this does not happen anywhere else on the planet Earth. I'm not talking there's some countries, nowhere. You take the worst, as Trump would say, shithole country where supposedly there's violence and crazy. This doesn't even happen in Mexico with the cartels. The only place in the world where we have mass shootings where tens and tens of people are killed instantly. And or is America. It's the only fucking place. Nowhere else.
And the problem is, we all just can't abandon the country, right?
No, they have mass shootings in some places once in a while. We have one a day.
Correct.
At least.
And I think to your point, that splash park thing happened on a weekend where 2 people were shot and killed and 14 others injured in a shooting at a Juneteenth celebration in Texas. And also 7 were shot at a car meetup in Massachusetts. This all happened on the same weekend.
At a hot rod show, at a car meet. Jesus.
It is getting really hot. It does put you in a bad mood.
I get it. It's grumpy. You're grumpy. I'm sweaty. I need to shoot some people.
Yeah.
I get it.
I need to get into that AC.
So you know what? And I'm not that efficient with it. Thank God the Supreme Court made it so you could have a bump stock.